Hello, this is lesson 12.4, three-dimensional solids. And I want you to pause the video so that you make sure you have different colors and you have this handout before we continue. Please pause now. So for the first vocabulary word, we're going to go over what a plane is. And in geometry, a plane is a flat surface that extends infinitely far. So here, when we draw a plane in geometry, it looks sort of like a parallelogram, but think of it like this flat surface, and I drew arrows going in every direction, stretching as far and infinitely in every direction. So pause the video if you need to write this down, and then press play when you're ready to continue. Please pause now. Okay, in the next section we have the vocabulary word perpendicular. Perpendicular is when there are two lines that meet at a right angle. So here in this picture I drew two lines, and then in red pen I put a little square, so that makes a 90-degree angle. Pause the video to copy it down and press play when you're ready to continue. Please pause now. For the box that says face, edge, and vertex, I want you to copy what you see on your screen. For face, I want you to write it's a plane or flat surface on the solid. Edge is the line segment formed when two faces meet. And vertex is the point where three or more edges meet. So pause the video so you can write all of this down and press play when you're ready to continue. Please pause now. Okay, so now down on this cube here, this cube here, we're going to go ahead and label the different parts. Okay, so here in red, I've shaded in one of the faces. So this is a face. This cube has many faces. It has a face up in front of us, it has a face on the top, it has a face on the bottom, it has a face on the back. There are lots of faces on this cube. Then I want you to also label edge. Edge, here's one of the edges. It's that line segment. So I highlighted it in blue, okay? But here's another edge right here. This is another line segment. Here's another edge. Here's another edge. Okay, so you just have to label one of the edges and make sure that you mark it with a different color like I did. And then we have a vertex. I put a green dot on the vertex. They're kind of like the corners of the solid. So this is a vertex here, but this is another vertex here. And there's a back vertex in the back there that we don't, that it's dashed. It's behind what we can see. And here's another vertex. Pause the video to copy it down, and then press play when you're ready to continue. Please pause now. Now let's take a look at the word prism. A prism has two parallel and congruent bases that are polygons. So in the picture below, I have colored in the bases. So if you're looking at this prism here, these two rectangles are the bases. They're parallel to each other, meaning they're the same distance apart at any point. And because the bases are rectangles, and there are two of them, we call it a rectangular prism. And then on this shape here, the two bases are actually the triangles. Okay, it is not the rectangle on the bottom, it's the two triangles. And again, these two are parallel to each other. They're the same distance apart. So then we call it a triangular prism. On the next vocabulary word, we have pyramid. A pyramid has one base that is a polygon. So when you're looking at a pyramid, you'll have one base, and opposite that base, you'll have the vertex of the solid, where all the other sides meet. Okay, and all the other sides will be triangles. They're all going to meet at this point. Okay, now the name of the pyramid depends on the shape of the base. So if the base is a rectangle, we call it a rectangular pyramid. So here we have a triangle on the base, and all the other triangles meet at the point. So this is a triangular pyramid. For the next vocabulary word, we have cylinder or cone. Now, cylinder and cones are very similar, a cylinder has two circular bases. A cone has one circular base. So write these words on the answer blanks, on the blanks you see, and also color in the bases. Here I colored it in red. And label each shape. So a cylinder, again, will have two circular bases, and they're going to be parallel to each other. And a cone will only have one, where opposite that circular base, you'll see a point, a little vertex. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to continue. Please pause now. Okay, so now for the next vocabulary word, we're going to talk about what a cross-section is. And on a cross-section, it is an intersection or the intersection of a plane and solid. So I want you to write those two words in the blanks. Okay, so here's an example of a cross-section. So our solid is the rectangular prism, and then it is intersected by this plane right here. It looks like it's in a peach-colored plane. Okay, that intersection forms a two-dimensional shape. So cross-sections are always two-dimensional, okay? And in this case, the two-dimensional shape that's formed is that rectangle. So it's kind of like taking a slice out of this solid and seeing what shape is formed. Now is a good time for a movie clue. So the movie clue is going to be the word cereal. So I want you to write the word cereal at the top of this page. Okay, now let's take a look at the examples. For the first three, you're going to name the solid, and not only do you have to tell me whether it's a prism or a pyramid or whatever, but you also have to tell me what kind of prism or pyramid it is. So I want you to pause the video and see if you can try guessing what the answers are before I reveal the answers. So go ahead and pause, and when you're ready to continue, press play. You don't have to write anything down right now. You can wait until you see the answers pop up. But think about them first before you continue. Please pause now. Okay, so now I'm going to reveal the answers. All right, so for the first shape, it is a rectangular pyramid because it has one base, and that base is the shape of a rectangle. Now, some of you may thought it was a square pyramid, which would be fine too if you thought this was a square, but we'll call it a rectangular pyramid. If it's a square, I'll make sure to put tick marks on the side lengths showing that they have 4 equal sides. For number 2, it's a cylinder, and it has 2 circular bases. And number 3, this is a prism. Now the kind of prism we haven't talked about yet, so the kind of prism it is called a pentagonal prism, because if you look at the shape, it has 2 parallel bases, and the shape of the base is a pentagon. So it's called a pentagonal prism. Pause the video if you need to so that you can write all 3 shapes and color in the bases. Please pause now. Now for the next 3, 4, 5, and 6, what you're going to do is you're going to name the cross-section formed by the slice and 3D solid. So the slice is this plane here. So this plane, it slices this pyramid straight down, and on here, this plane here slices this prism across. It's a horizontal slice. This is a vertical slice, and then this is also a vertical slice. And this shape that it's slicing is a triangular prism. So go ahead and write what are the 3 cross sections that are formed, one for each. Pause the video and then press play when you're ready to see the answer. Please pause now. Okay, ready for the answer? Here we go. Okay, the cross section for number 4 is triangle. Number 5, it is a rectangle, and number 6 is a triangle. And that's all for your notes. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.